this shit being clean. Let's go ahead and get on with it. Executive Suite. 1982 Armont Corporation. All rights reserved. Welcome to Mighty Microcomputer Corporation, J2. J Squared John Jeremy. Look at that artwork, man. Look at it.
Woo!
It's beautiful. I could
Mighty
probably
microcomputer.
I could probably broadcast at a bit rate of 500 instead of 3500. And it'd be fine. I am over detailing their feed. Well, as you enter the MMC building, the receptionist Angie smiles as if she knows you. We're going to be starting a new career here, folks. And we're going to desire an initial interview, which will let us start the completely fresh. Angie happily directs you to the personnel department. Simon Woodstock. I tell you what. Let me see here. I don't know if this will completely screw up my stuff. Let me change to share a window here. There we go. I'll actually share this with you through the Skype sharing window rather than the stream. That'll actually get things to you faster. I don't know whether it'll be more detailed. It might be easier for you to read the hitbox.
Okay.
It's up to you. We'll see how it looks for you.
I see it. It's fine on my screen.
Okay. Well, it's good to see you made it. Try to relax. I'm going to ask you some questions and hopefully provide some answers on how you might fit into MMC. What's your first name?
John.
Okay.
John.
John. I throw in an H just to fuck with you.
No!
John, a good name. I like it. John's a good name. What's your last name?
Jeremy.
With that, the last name of Jeremy, what part of the country are you from?
West.
You're from the West. Very good. MMC does a lot of business in that area. What is your hometown and state?
Fairbanks, Alaska.
Growing up in the West, where did you go to college? State University, City College, private college, or I never had time to go to college?
State University.
Okay. What was the name of your school?
University of Alaska.
It decided to capitalize the O and of. It's out of my hands. What did you study at University of Alaska? Girls, boys, business administration, engineering, or liberal arts?
Why are you chuckling? I heard that inside of your voice. The little hesitation there, the little chuckle there.
It's due to my throat wearing down, J2.
Sure it is. Sure it is. I studied business administration.
Okay. Well, how did you do in your studies?
You know, I got, who cares? I graduated.
All right. Did you go on to graduate school, or had you had enough education after University of Alaska?
I jumped from school to work to make money.
All right. Schooling is an important qualification, but so is work experience. How many years of prior work experience do you have?
4.
I saw on the sports page that the Giants won. That's not true this year. If you're a sports enthusiast, well, I say that, and it's the start of the fucking year, isn't it? Well, my statement is factually correct. It's not true this year. The Giants haven't won this year. I remain untarnished. If you are a sports enthusiast, what interests you?
Why is there no option for not a sports enthusiast?
You have to go with the one that applies the best.
Oh, man. I don't like any of these things. Friggin' golf.
Like, I guess if I have to do something. But armchair quarterbacking allows you to stay inside. So does competitive drinking, right?
Yeah, but I don't like football. I mean, if there was soccer in there, you know, like
Sure,
European
well-
football, fine, but...
Yeah, football, or her. I have a few personal questions. I hope you don't mind cooperating. How old are you?
27.
27 with 4 years of work experience, and then you went to university, just not graduate school. All right. What is your sex? Male, female, or undecided?
Male.
What is your current marital status? Divorced, single, or married?
Single.
After all this talk, I am feeling very comfortable about your application to MMC. Just to see if I'm on track, J2, or John, how would you describe yourself?
You know, I gotta say, I've got blind ambition. I just want to reach to the top.
Makes sense. I can't even take a bite of my pretzel. I found that too funny. There's no question, John. You make an impressive applicant. Let's see what entry-level positions MMC might have available for you. The economy is fair at the moment, and given this economy and your background, you may apply for the following entry-level positions. Do keep in mind, folks, that John qualifies for job level 3, and there's no ones in sight.
Well, considering my background with business administration, I think that me what? I might I might want to consider maybe accounts receivable.
Okay.
I think that's the right option for us.
All right. Congratulations, John. You have the job of accounts receivable clerk. The following came in your morning electronic mail.
Sweet. 27 years, 22 grand. Nice. Let's convert that into 2014 currency, please. Own desk. Nice. 2-week vacation. Nice. I got a working telephone. You never got a working telephone while you were playing. And I got an MMC jacket. Mm-hmm. Who cares about the keychain? I'm cold. This jacket works.
You can read if you'd like, if you can actually make out the words.
Yep. You're under pressure to complete M&M 3 accounts receivable within the hour when your calculator batteries go dead. Oh, man. Do I borrow a friend's calculator, run to the drugstore for new batteries, or do it by hand? Listen, I don't know how many times you've ever seen an accounts receivable sort of situation or the paperwork there. There's a lot of numbers on those things. I am going to borrow a friend's calculator. You display a sense of priorities, if not much sense of equipment maintenance. Bernard lends you his calculator for a price, 10 cents per minute. To say thanks, you buy Bernard dinner at McDonald's. So apparently $22,000 in 1980 salary would be $63,000 in today's modern salary.
Not
Interesting.
bad for an entry-level position, with, 4 years, I guess 4 years of job experience, but that's still pretty competitive, I think. Quite competitive. That is well above the poverty line. Well.
Yeah. Well, depending on what other experiences you have, or like like how large your family is, I guess.
Well, you're single. You do have that going for you.
I do indeed. You take the only existing copies of the M&M 3 accounts receivable listing home. I would never have done that. That is not a good idea to do. They are stolen from your car while you are buying calculator batteries at the mini-mart. Wow. Wow. Try to reconstruct them without telling anyone. Report to Carrie Hoffman, the Vice President of Finance. Ask customers for information. Pretend they never existed. This is a terrible situation.
This is always a great idea, pretending things never existed. I have done that before in plenty of instances over the course of my life. It's always worked out well.
Like you could pretend they never existed. Doesn't mean anybody else is going to pretend along with you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where the attendance sheet went. Poof.
What reports? What nonsense is this? Oh, man. Well, there's no way that you can reconstruct the accounts receivable reporting accurately. I don't think that the game is going to be that gracious enough to say that you're smart enough to do it. Ask customers for information. But I get the feeling if I report to Carrie Hoffman, I might be fired already.
So much for 65 grand for you.
I know, right? Damn it. Well, I would play it like I would play it in real life. Let's go ahead and report to Carrie Hoffman.
You receive plenty of criticism, but MMC's resources facilitate accurate reconstruction. Carrie Hoffman has the Xerox salesman stop by your office on his next visit.
Sweet. You learn that your department is to be computerized. What will you do?
I know, these are awesome, aren't they?
I like number 3. It's so funny. Go on welfare. No, we're going to go ahead and learn to use the computer.
You show excellent motivation. Carrie Hoffman jokes that computers don't need batteries. You can add BASIC and Pascal to the languages on your resume.
Sweet.
John, you have been in the accounts receivable clerk position for 1 year. It's time for a job review. You did a good job. You'll be remembered for your pragmatic decision-making, your open manner of addressing problems, acting in a progressive and decisive manner, and your aggressive, go-getter approach.
Nice.
I know. A go-getter approach, man.
I like it. I like it.
You're ready-
no.
You're ready for a job change, but the economy is depressed. Still, because of your good performance, you have job level 4s open to you.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and continue on with our accounting line and become a senior accounting clerk?
So be it. Congratulations, John. You have the job as senior accounting clerk.
Sweet. $29K per year, my own desk, 2-week vacation, and a medical plan. All right. Still only been with the company for 1 year. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bucky Carter, MMC's leading salesman, is on a roll. He returns from Dynamic Industries with an order that puts the M&M 3 line into the black. While processing the paperwork, you note Dynamic is already extended beyond their credit limit. Do you recommend approval? Report to Carrie Hoffman, Vice President of Finance, or recommend psychiatric counseling for Bucky. Well, we didn't do psychiatric counseling for Bucky last time, and we're not going to do it this time either, guys. We find out this no Oz. Let's go ahead and report to Carrie Hoffman.
Carrie wants to know how Dynamic got so far behind in payment. Dark sunglasses won't shield you from Carrie's glare. You must ask Bucky to speak with Dynamic Industries.
Joshua Colin, the president of Meld Design Company, a vendor, asks you to speed up payment of his invoices. Do you do it? Ask Carrie Hoffman, or don't do it. Nope, we are not going to do it. Go ahead and press 3.
Good move. The problem is beyond your jurisdiction, but you already knew that because you watched me go through this with the viewers earlier. You suggest that Joshua take his complaint to a higher court.
I like how it says like St. Matthew.
Uh-huh.
Bucky Carter asks for an $8,000 advance against commission for the Dynamic Industries sale. You know the sale only has a 50% chance of completion. You decide to defer to your supervisor, refuse, or approve. I had thought originally during the original playthrough that 1 or 2 would have been fine, but we're just going to go ahead and go with 2 here and just refuse that outright.
Okay. Not very diplomatic, but straightforward. John, you have been in the senior accounting clerk position for 1 year, and you did a good job. You'll be remembered for your open manner of addressing problems and consistently following MMC policies.
Sweet. Why do I get the feeling this is a capture of real life for me?
You're ready for a job change, and the economy is fair at the moment. Based on good performance in your prior background, and the fair economy, you may apply for those spots.
Okay, well, let's just continue on with our accounting trend to become an accounting supervisor.
Okay. Applying for a new MMC position is fun, but you never know what will be recalled from your past. Fortunately, you have not accrued a single negative thing about you yet. Congratulations, you got the job.
Sweet. 29 years old, 2 years with the company, job level 5, new salary level $37,000 per year. I got a cubicle, my electric pencil sharpener, and a personalized stationery. Pretty cool. You discover an accounting fraud while preparing for an IRS audit. The details involve Vincent, the president's nephew. Well,
You love 4, don't you? Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
oh man. Well, let's think about this here. We don't want to talk to Vincent. No, that's not our job. That's not our responsibility. Accountants don't talk to employees that they found fraud with. They let HR handle that sort of thing. I think, and we don't want to. I don't think we want to talk to IRS directly. We would tell it to our supervisor, Jason Parley, and let him or his supervisor talk to the IRS instead.
You've given Jason a stomach ulcer, but have fulfilled your responsibility. Be nice and bring Jason some Alex.
Jason Parley, the Senior Vice President of Finance and Administration, and his staff are having a meeting with the Executive Vice President, Brooks DuPont. Red Turner, the Vice President of Sales, calls you and demands an immediate invoice approval for Dynamic Industries requiring Jason's signature. Oh. Oh, man. Okay, so let's think about this here. We're not going to forward the signature. That's a no-no. It's not going to happen.
Ah.
Not going to happen. From experience, you also don't want to refuse Red's call.
Oh, Sockman says forge option is bad because you don't have enough skill at blacksmithing, J2.
Okay. So you don't want to refuse Red's call, and you don't want to forge the signature. So the question becomes, do you say this is impossible to Red, or do you interrupt the meeting? So Red is a vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Parley is the senior vice president, and he is meeting with the executive vice president.
And apparently this invoice approval, it must be immediate, and it requires Jason's signature. But it all could just be bloated bullshit, right? I'm sure you've heard plenty of times that things are required or that they're necessary when they're actually not.
I have. There have been extreme instances, though, where somebody will call like a higher up, and the higher up, even though he might have been doing something, will immediately spring into action. But normally that's done when it's a higher up than the higher up. It normally doesn't go backwards.
With this in mind, it's basically just like, it's not even like higher up, because like, sir, Jason Parley has Senior Vice President of Finance and Administration, but sales could be completely outside of that in MMC. So they're just like two completely different departments.
It's very true. What's Slax's idea is get an axe. I think that I'm going to have to go with 1 and say this is impossible.
Red expresses his dissatisfaction with your response by partially deafening you, recover your hearing, and pick another option. Process of elimination then, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have to interrupt the meeting.
Jason's first reaction is to have you shot, but Brooks turns the situation around. Seems he grew Dynamic into a major account and signs the memo himself. Jason notes you are one of his boys as you leave.
So that ended up being good, I guess?
No.
Okay. Red is probably pissed at me, though. So we don't want to piss off the people in sales anymore, since we've already kind of ruined that. Your chief rival, Bernard, is accused of damaging computer files. You suddenly realize it is because he uses a European rather than American dating system. The days have been mistaken for months. Do you tell Bernard? Tell Carrie Hoffman, the vice president of finance. Say nothing. Find the files and erase them. All right. Well, we're not going to go with 4, and we're not going to go with 3. So the question becomes, do we pal up with our rival, Bernard, or do we go to our supervisor, Carrie Hoffman? Now, this happens, you'd be surprised, but this happens quite frequently. Not this specific situation, but these circumstances can arise quite frequently. And in my experience, it can go one of 2 ways. You can tell your supervisor, but the supervisor can take it as a good thing or a bad thing. Or you can tell your rival, and they can take care of that. But then that means that you're simply helping that person along in their career. So, decisions. I think that we're going to go ahead and tell Bernard. I think right now we're going to go ahead and tell Bernard.
Bernard thanks you with tears in his eyes. Your investment in thought and Kleenex earns you a friend.
Sweet.
John, you were an accountant supervisor for 1 year, and you did a good job. You had good judgment, a bureaucratic approach to problem solving, angering Jack Stark and Red Turner. But you had good interpersonal skills and team player instincts.
So I did piss off the salespeople. Okay.
You're ready for a job change, and the economy is fair. I think this one's obvious.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go with financial analyst.
Fortunately, you were remembered for only good things, and you got the job.
Woo-hoo-hoo! All right, 30 years old, 3 years with the company. Like Galarian, this is awesome so far. It seems nothing changed so much since the 80s in corporate culture. I do feel educated, and I did piss off the Starks. $48,000 per year, cubicle, travel and entertainment allowance, life insurance policy, and an electric pencil sharpener. You meet and become involved with an IRS researcher while doing a competitive analysis. Only Pat Barkley is a little different, being the only offspring of the president of Behemoth Systems, MMC's biggest competitor.
Oh, man. This is one of the numerous instances of choices that I love in Executive Suite.
What is this? Oh my god! Do you marry Pat, have casual sex, offer Pat a job at MMC, pretend you don't know what Behemoth Systems is, become permanently uninvolved? Oh boy.
Putting the screws right in J2. This is great because he's taking this seriously. You know,
Okay, so yeah. Do you know? Do you know the situation?
Yeah, this situation has also come up before in the past with viewers in a live broadcast and their natural responses, which naturally go well.
Well, let's see here. So Pat is an IRS researcher. But no?
Yes, I would
Yeah.
believe that's correct, yes.
Yeah, she's an IRS researcher, but she's also the only daughter of the president of of Behemoth Systems. So it'd be stupid for me not to know who or what Behemoth Systems is, and it'd be dumb to offer Pat a job at MMC. I don't think that'll work either. So, what do we have? 1,
Good,
2,
good. You've
and
eliminated 3 and 4. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Eliminated 3 and 4. So 1, 2, and 5. Marry Pat, have casual sex, become permanently uninvolved. I am 30 right now in game. So, and I'm single. Can you start a family in this game? Like,
They'll
have
impact
kids?
with your score
positively or negatively?
positively.
Okay. Marry Pat, have casual sex, become permanently uninvolved.
Some people in the chat, of course, in addition to encouraging you to pick 2, also say that 2 is the worst idea.
I don't know if 2 is the worst idea, because, well, it really depends on how I guess moral Pat is as well. It would get us noticed in our company if we married the daughter of the president of Behemoth Systems. Now, noticed good or bad, that's to be determined. But they wouldn't be able to fire me because of it, because that would be breaking HR policies. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to marry Pat.
Okay. Welcome to upper management at Behemoth Systems. Please clear out your desk before you leave tonight.
That's breaking HR policies! That's breaking HR policies! I will sue! I am going to sue! There will be suing involved!
They can force you to resign. You quit, John. MMC hates to lose talented people. You'll be particularly missed because of your aggressive go-getter approach, acting in a progressive and decisive manner, consistently following MMC policies, and your pragmatic decision-making. But hey, you made it to upper management Behemoth Suites, and you might become the ruling, body there, J2. This is a significant upgrade for you. This is not a bad thing.
I guess.
And hey, you have a much better score than what Yamcha Raditz had.
Woo!
Having only played for a short amount of time, I mean, my goodness, you had a nice family life, and current age of 30 there factors heavily. And you chose to quit under your own power, which has a score of 0, rather than being fired, which has a negative impact on score. There we go, J2.
Very interesting.
Would you like to tackle the game again? That didn't take very long.
It didn't. Can we go again?
Yeah, absolutely. We can go again.
All right, let's go again.
Okay.